Imagine strolling through Hong Kong's vibrant streets, where towering skyscrapers pierce the clouds and every corner buzzes with energy. Yet beneath the neon lights lurks a darker side. Properties dubbed Hungar or hunger in local slang. These are flats shunned by the superstitious, stained by tragedy. A suicide, a murder, or an untimely death that leaves a lasting mark. In a city where feng shui shapes fortunes and ghosts are as real as stock market swings, buying a hunger invites bad luck, slashed prices, and tales of restless spirits. It's akin to Japan's accident properties, eerie homes marked by grim pasts, where buyers must be told of horrors, lest spirits haunt anew. Across Asia, such stories weave into daily life, blending the ordinary with the uncanny. Today, I'll share a chilling true tale from Hong Kong's hidden corners, a hunger that clung to its secrets. Stay till the end as we explore this cultural quirk. Who knows? It might make you rethink that cheap flat you're eyeing. Picture a humid Hong Kong evening, the air sticking to your skin like a damp cloth, the city's pulse throbbing through Mongkok's narrow lanes. Amid the chaotic hum of vendors selling dim sum and neon signs flickering like uneasy spirits, our story unfolds. Meet James and Sarah, a couple in their mid-30s, expats from the UK who traded London's grey drizzle for this former colony's vibrant chaos. James, a freelance graphic designer, crafted logos and websites from cafes with the best Wi-Fi, while Sarah juggled part-time digital marketing gigs, pitching campaigns for startups, revolutionizing everything from finance to bubble tea. They weren't chasing wealth. They were practical dreamers, happy scraping by in a sleepless city, seeking adventure for their kids. 8-year-old Ryan, with curly hair and a love for gadgets, and 6-year-old Chloe, who collected shiny stickers and dreamed of ballet despite her clumsy steps. The family had bounced between cramped rentals for months, ever since James's latest contract dried up and Sarah's hours were cut. Hong Kong's property market was brutal. Flats cost a fortune, and with 2 kids, they needed space on a budget. Enter Mr. Chan, a wiry estate agent in his 50s, always sweaty, with a grin that could sell sand in a desert. He'd navigated the city's lease maze and superstitions for decades. "I've got the perfect spot," he said over the phone, his voice brimming with sales patter. "Prime location, spacious, a steal. But fair warning, it's next to a hunger. The hunger, cursed kin of Hong Kong's property world, flats scarred by death, shunned by buyers, prices crashing, landlords muttering about bad vibes." Mr. Chan explained with a shrug like it was nothing. The flat next door saw a grim event years ago. An elderly woman, alone, took her life in despair. No crime, just the quiet pain of isolation in a city of millions. Since then, it sat vacant, collecting dust and rumours. Tenants toured it, felt a chill, and fled. "But your place," Mr. Chan assured them. "Clean history, just shares a wall. That's why it's cheap. Guilt by proximity, you know?" James and Sarah exchanged looks during the viewing, the agent's words lingering like incense. The flat was on the 14th floor of Fortune Tower. Ironic, given its reputation. From outside, it was a plain concrete block wedged between a wet market and noodle shops, its facade worn by typhoons and time. Inside, it had charm. The lift groaned up, opening to a dim corridor lined with doors sporting faded red couplets, blessings to fend off evil. Their potential home, number 1408, was a 3-bedroom gem, about 700 square feet. a palace by Hong Kong standards. The living room had floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking bustling streets, where trams clattered and hawkers shouted. Daylight poured in, warming the laminate floors, and at night, city lights sparkled like fireflies. The kitchen was small but practical, with a gas hob, a humming fridge, and enough counter space for Sarah's signature shepherd's pie. A nod to their British roots amid local fare. The master bedroom had a built-in wardrobe and an ensuite, tiled in white with a rainfall shower to ease the day's stress. Ryan and Chloe would share the second room, dreaming of bunk beds and superhero posters. A third tiny room was ideal for a home office, where James could set up his tablet and Sarah her laptop, turning freelance hustle into productivity. The rent, just $15,000 a month, about $1,500, half the price of similar flats. It's a bargain, James murmured, checking the windowsill for drafts. Their staunch, non-superstitious stance sealed it. James, raised in a skeptical Manchester home, scoffed at ghosts or bad juju. It's the 21st century, he'd chuckle. We've got AI. Who believes in spirits? Sarah, from a practical Scottish lineage, agreed, dismissing Loch Ness tales as tourist traps. If the Wi-Fi's good and schools are close, I'm in, she quipped. The kids, unaware of the undertones, loved the rare balcony, where Ryan planned to fly drones and Chloe imagined doll tea parties. Even Mr. Chan seemed relieved, used to clients demanding feng shui audits or burning joss sticks. You're refreshingly modern, he said, handing over the lease. They signed, dreaming of stability. The unsung hero was their helper, Maria, a Filipina in her 40s, who'd been with them 2 years. Domestic helpers were common for expats in Hong Kong's fast pace. Maria was a whirlwind, cooking adobo to rival restaurants, folding laundry with precision, and herding the kids to school with sternness and songs. She lived in a tiny alcove off the kitchen, a bed, a fan, a shelf for photos of her kids in Manila. This place feels nice, she said on moving day, unpacking with a smile. Bright, near the MTR. We'll be happy. Little did they know, settling in that first week with Marmite and PG tips, the hunger next door wasn't just a lease footnote. The shared wall was thin, carrying faint creaks and sighs, dismissed as the building settling. James set up his desk. Sarah fired off emails, and the kids explored with glee. Evenings brought family dinners, laughter bouncing off walls as they shared stories. Ryan found a nearby arcade, Chloe joined ballet classes, and Maria hummed tunes while cooking. Yet subtle signs crept in. A chill despite the heat, a flickering bulb James blamed on wiring. Sarah noticed the neighbour's door, 1407, always shut, its peephole like a vacant eye. Mr. Chan mentioned prior tenants left suddenly for personal reasons, but they brushed it off. They were rational, after all. Superstitions were for old folks burning paper money during Ghost Month. This was their fresh start, a haven in Hong Kong's frenzy. As weeks passed, they settled in. James landed a fintech design gig, his sketches flowing under his lamp. Sarah's campaigns went viral, earning extra cash for dim-sum outings. The kids made friends, chattering about Pokemon trades. Maria was the glue, her warmth steadying the whirlwind. But the hunger loomed, silent, waiting. Lift gossip hinted at oddities, shadows in windows, midnight noises. James laughed it off over pub pints with expats. Utter nonsense, he'd say. Just the wind. One evening, as the sun sank, casting shadows across the living room, Chloe paused her play. "Daddy, who's the lady next door?" she asked, pointing at the wall. James frowned. No one lives there, love. It's empty. But Chloe insisted. I heard her singing. Sad song. They smiled. Kids' imaginations. Sarah ruffled her hair. Probably the TV downstairs pet. They moved on, unaware the veil between worlds was thinning. Maria felt it first. In quiet hours, lying in her tiny room, she heard scratching, like nails on wood, from the wall. She'd cross herself, whispering Tagalog prayers, but stayed silent. Superstitions or not, some things were better left unsaid. The flat was cheap for a reason, and in Hong Kong, reasons often came with ghosts. As the moon rose over Fortune Tower, the stage was set. Their nonchalance would be tested. The hunger held secrets that refused to stay buried. What began as a bargain hunt was turning unsettling, a tale where reality and the spectral blurred like mist on Victoria Harbour. For now, they slept, the city lights winking outside. As weeks blended in Fortune Tower, the thrill of their new home faded, replaced by unease they couldn't pinpoint. It started small, with odd noises seeping through the shared wall like uninvited guests. James noticed first, late one night, tweaking a logo on his laptop at 2:17 a.m. Freelancer hours when creativity peaked. A faint tapping broke the silence, rhythmic, from flat 1407. Tap, 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 like fingers on wood or nails seeking attention. He paused, stylus in air. Pipes, he muttered, blaming old plumbing. Hong Kong flats had quirks, creaky lifts, leaky roofs in monsoons. He shook it off, but the sound lingered. Sarah heard it days later, prepping a PowerPoint for a London client. The kids were in bed, Ryan sneaking Minecraft, Chloe snoring with her teddy. Maria was in her quarters after a spicy stir-fry. Sarah worked under a lamp's glow when scratching started. Scrape, scrape. Deliberate, like claws on drywall. She froze, fingers hovering. James, she called, but he was out with tech mates. The noise lusted a minute, fading, leaving her neck prickling. Rats, she reasoned, though the tower was spotless. Vermin were common, right. She pushed it aside, but sleep came fitfully, haunted by unseen hands. The sounds became nightly, evolving into whispers. Chloe mentioned it at breakfast, her Weetabix half-eaten. The lady next door was talking, she said, spooning milk. James, sipping proper tea, raised an eyebrow. What lady, Poppet? It's empty. Chloe insisted. She whispered sad stories about being alone. Ryan rolled his eyes, like his dad. You're imagining it, sis. Wind or TV. Sarah and James shared a concerned glance. Kids loved Scooby-Doo, but this felt off. Maria, cooking eggs, paused, her face tight. She'd heard Cantonese murmurs, pleas in the night, but stayed silent, crossing herself. Spirits haunted her provincial tales. The family rationalized. James used a white noise app, ocean waves drowning the sounds. Sarah called the caretaker, Uncle Lau, who checked the wall and found settlement cracks. He muttered about the hunger's bad chi. The old lady unrested. They laughed over fish and chips, but doubt grew. Nights stretched, sleep fled, as whispers turned to sobs, faint and heart-wrenching. Then the blinds. On a sweltering afternoon, humidity like a damp towel, Sarah closed them to block the sun, working on a pitch. The kids were at school, James in Kowloon, Maria napping. Typing, she heard a whir. The blinds rolled up, inch by inch, revealing the street. What? She whispered, rising. The remote sat untouched. No breeze stirred. She yanked them down, heart racing. Glitch, she told herself, though they were cord-pulled, no motors. It happened again during movie night, a Pixar flick to ease the week's weirdness. Ryan sprawled, Chloe curled with Maria, James and Sarah blanketed. Mid-film, the blinds lifted, moonlight flooding in, casting eerie shadows. "Bloody hell," James snapped, pausing the movie. He pulled them down. "Draft," he said, but the air was still. Chloe whimpered, "It's the lady. She wants to see outside." They forced smiles, but Sarah shivered. That night she lay awake, the hunger's influence seeping like ink. The tension peaked one stormy night. Typhoon signals up, rain lashing windows. Sarah, sleepless, padded to the living room for water. The blinds were down, but she glimpsed movement. A pale, wrinkled hand, almost translucent, reached from behind, pulling them up. Her heart pounded. No arm, just a hand emerging from the wall. She gasped. It vanished. The blinds thudded down. She didn't scream, but woke James, stammering, "Something." At the window. He checked with his phone's torch. Nothing. "Dreaming, love," he said, hugging her. But Sarah knew. A cold, desperate hand, like the forgotten. Neighbours' whispers confirmed. The old woman, lonely, lingered, seeking company. The climax was Maria's sleepwalking. On a quiet night, after a long day, they slept early. Maria's dreams carried the scratching. At 3 a.m, James heard shuffling, then the balcony door sliding. He rushed out, finding Maria on the railing, eyes blank, nightdress billowing, one leg over the 14th floor drop. "Maria!" he yelled, grabbing her. She mumbled in Tagalog and Cantonese, pleas not her own. Sarah dialed emergency services as James pulled her back, limp. Maria woke, sobbing. "Someone called me. The lady wanted to jump." They huddled, kids scared, as Maria shared dream fragments. The lonely woman's despair pulling her. James admitted the noises, blinds, hand, beyond logic. They called Mr. Chan, who revealed the woman leapt from her balcony, body broken below. Tenants reported lures, whispers urging jumps. The flat turned haunted. Noises grew, blinds rebelled. Maria slept on the sofa. Sarah's nightmares replayed the hand. Chloe drew the sad lady. James found online tales of hunger hauntings. Moving was tough. Tight lease, low funds. They tried salt lines, a feng shui consultant burning incense. The events scarred them, showing Hong Kong's ancient beliefs clashed with modern life. Their rational armour crumbled, replaced by respect for the unseen. As rain fell, they wondered if the woman's loneliness would find peace or claim them. The hunger pulsed through the wall, weaving their tale into the city's macabre tapestry. After Maria's near-fatal sleepwalk, the family hit breaking point. James suggested moving, lease be damned, pricier but ghost-free. Ryan and Chloe begged for ghostless stories, needing nightlights. Sarah took charge, her Scottish grit shining. Scrolling expat forums, she found Taoist ritual posts. If science fails, she thought, try the old ways. She contacted Master Wong, a Taoist priest from a Reddit thread, dealing with dodgy chi in HK rentals. Master Wong, a modest 60-something in a polo shirt, arrived with a sandalwood-scented satchel. Sarah detailed the noises, blinds, hand, and Maria's episode over tea. James hovered. Maria nodded, clutching her rosary. Wong called it hunger bleed, the lonely spirit reaching through a spiritually thin wall. He proposed a Tansat ritual, a spiritual firewall to contain her, costing $3,000, $300, funded by gigs. He set it for the yin hours, advising a tidy flat. At dusk, Wong returned, setting an altar on the coffee table. Red cloth, incense, rice, fruit, paper money. Candles flickered. Chloe giggled nervously. Wong chanted in Cantonese, explaining steps. He purified with burning mugwort, waving a peachwood sword. He rang a bell, invoking Guan Yu, sprinkling holy water from Wong Tai Sin Temple along the wall. Talismans, yellow paper with red ink, were placed on the wall, balcony door, and bedrooms, like encrypted codes. Maria got a jade amulet. James held incense. Sarah lit candles. Kids offered rice. A gust rattled windows as whispers hushed, defeated. Wong left, calm settling in. That night, sleep was undisturbed. No taps, sobs, or wandering feet. Sarah watched the talisman glow faintly. Like antivirus, she told James over porridge. He agreed, his tech mind appreciating the update. Noises faded to static. Blinds stayed put. Maria slept with her amulet. Chloe drew unicorns, not spirits. Minor chills persisted, but Sarah tracked them like analytics, no panic. James joked about the talisman's clash with decor, but kept them. Sarah tended them, blending Taoist customs into their expat life, blogging about HK supernatural shenanigans. Ryan pinned a talisman to his backpack. Chloe tucked one under her pillow. Maria mixed Catholic and Taoist prayers. Life normalized. The hunger was a muted neighbor. James's designs thrived. Sarah's pitches landed gigs, and they explored dim sum brunches and Victoria Peak hikes. The talismans stayed, silent sentinels, proving solutions came from ink and faith, not just code. The flat felt theirs, shielded, serene amid the urban roar. As the Tansat's echoes faded, questions lingered. Why Sarah and Maria, not James or the kids? Master Wong cited yin energy. Women's intuitive nature made them conduits. James's yang skepticism shielded him. Hong Kong's superstitions run deep. Hunger/property values by 30%, creating a shadow economy. Spirits demand respect, from joss paper in Hungry Ghost Month to feng shui audits. Beliefs endure amid skyscrapers, balancing tradition and modernity. If this tale sparks your own eerie stories or Hong Kong lore, stay tuned. Next, we'll explore Kowloon's cursed villages. Subscribe, like, comment with your ghost tales, and share if you've felt a chill in a cheap rental. Cheers for reading. Watch those shadows.